Hey guys, and welcome back to Art a la Carte and another addition to our Choose Your Own Adventure story, which I have to tell you guys, I'm getting pretty excited about. It's beginning to come to a close. There are maybe just a few more episodes left before the story is finally complete, and I do believe this might be the last video where you get to vote. I think the rest of it is just going to be tying up the story and finishing it off. So if you've never had a chance to vote on any of these stories, this will be your last chance to do that. It's also good to note if you're brand new to this video series and have no clue what's going on, you're going to definitely want to watch from the beginning of the series. So I will put a link to the very first video in the playlist of this video, or you can check the little icon up in the corner right here. It will take you to the beginning of it all so that you have a really clear idea of what's going on and how to best vote. And with that being said, let us once again journey into our story. Amelia, just give me your hand and I'll pull you through. Willow reached her arm through the opening in the roots, but Amelia could not break her gaze from the glowing orb. Willow, I'm certain this memory will give me some clues about the Crow King and maybe how to defeat him. I have to see. As Amelia walked closer to the orb, Willow cried out, No! No, Amelia! I don't even know how you've lasted this long inside the tree. This is not a place for humans. This is a place for the tree's dryad. If you stay any longer, if you look at that memory, I don't know if you'll ever get to go back. But Willow's warnings were lost on Amelia as she reached out to touch the second memory. Yet before Amelia's hands could touch the glowing surface, a thick wall of roots rose up between her and the memory. And again she heard the voice.
Know this, human child. To view another of my memories, some part of you must change. Are you willing?
Amelia wasn't even sure what the tree meant, but she heard herself whisper, Yes. And instantly the roots parted, and Amelia's hands gripped the warm, glowing memory. As with the other memory, Amelia was immediately transported to another time. But unlike the first memory, while sad was calm and peaceful, this one was violent and frightful. She could see the large, strong branches of the great tree, and all around her leaves were falling. The tree's dying. Its once thick and rich branches now becoming more and more barren. But the sight of what was happening at the base of the tree, near the trunk, sent shivers down Amelia's spine. There a large, massive crow was clawing and digging at the tree, reaching for something. As Amelia peered closer to what was going on, she could see a bright spark of green, glittering like a lost jewel, like an emerald, as the crow continued to pull away bits and pieces of wood and branch, revealing more and more of the precious stone. It looked as if the great tree was trying desperately to hide away the stone, but its weak attempts failed at the determination and strength of the crow, until finally the crow pulled out the green sparkling gem. The crow flew a few feet away from the tree, but Amelia could tell something was going on. Something was not right. The body of the crow began to convulse. Amelia watched in horror as the crow transformed from the black bird into the shape she had first seen him as the Crow King, human in shape, but crow in face. It was then he dropped the glittering jewel into his hand, clenching his fist around it, and the memory faded. Amelia's head was spinning and her heart pounding as she slumped back against the root wall. The crow, he stole the gem from the tree. Suddenly, Amelia felt herself being pulled from the memory chamber back into the tunnel. She looked up into the faces of Willow, Knox, and Dahlia, who did not look overly pleased. Dahlia stared down intently at Amelia. What have you done? Amelia tried to stand up, but she still felt so lightheaded. I'm sorry, Dahlia. I know it's forbidden for humans to be here, but The look on Willow's face made Amelia pause. What's wrong? Was yours hair turned green? Knox's voice shattered the silence. My hair's green? Like has green leaves in it, or? No, it's as green as grass. Amelia reached her hand back and pulled a tendril of her hair forward, and to her shock and surprise, her once golden hair was now a deep, rich green, with bits of leaves growing in them. As she went to pick the leaves out, she realized, it's not stuck in it. It's part of it. As she pinched the leaf in her fingers, she could feel the pressure of, I have leaves in my hair! Willow reached out and grabbed Amelia's hands. I told you not to stay in there. Dahlia placed her hand on Willow's shoulder. I think I know how to reverse this, but this isn't the time or place. And with that, Amelia heard a loud booming sound coming from the surface. Bits of rock and rubble and dust poured down from the ceiling of the cave. What's going on up there? Amelia asked. Dahlia turned to Willow and Knox. Knox, use the south passage and take Amelia deep into the forest. Willow, go with her. Keep her safe. I will send word to you when it is safe to return. And with that, Dahlia left. What's going on? Amelia asked. Willow grabbed her friend's hand and began to lead her down the passage. It's the Crow King and his armies. They're coming. We have to get you to safety. Willow, listen. I think I know how to stop the Crow King. Amelia rushed around in front of Willow to stop her. In the memory, I saw this crow reach into the tree and pull out a glowing green gem. And when he did this, the tree's leaves began falling like he was dying. Willow listened intently to Amelia's explanation of the memory. And then this crow turned into the Crow King. I think the Crow King stole something for the tree. If we can get the jewel away from the Crow King and give it back to the tree, I think it will restore it. A green gem? Willow asked. Did the green gem look like this? As she reached into her shirt and pulled out a golden chain, on it was a sparkling green gem. It's the same kind of gem. I mean, the design's a little different, but that's the gem, yes. Willow held her gemstone in her hands. These aren't gemstones. This is my tree's heart. It's what connects me to my tree. If the Crow King stole it from... So that just proves it, Amelia said. If we can get the heart away from the Crow King and give it back to the tree, don't you think? Amelia, what you said makes sense. Willow's face turned serious. But you have to know, it's going to be dangerous. There's a chance we could fail. So there you go, guys. This is the last and final opportunity to vote. You have two options in this vote. Option number 1, Amelia plays it safe to go and wait for Dahlia to deal with the Crow King and then come back and fix her green hair. Option number 2, she is done with running, she is ready to fight, and she's going to go face the Crow King and try to get back the heart of the tree. Those are your two voting options. To vote, hit the little icon up in the top right-hand corner. I had to figure out which corner it was. It's a little circle symbol with a letter I inside of it. It's a poll. You just click that and you can vote. One of those two options. If you've enjoyed these video series, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Leave me a comment below. I know there's going to be at least one more video in this series, possibly 2, and then I'm planning to do a big live stream, wrap-up party, where I'm going to answer a lot of the unanswered questions and possibly answer a couple of the had we voted this, what would have happened questions that you guys ask me. So if you don't want to miss out on any of those videos, make sure to hit that subscribe button plus the little bell icon. That way, anytime I upload a video or live stream, YouTube will supposedly send you a notification. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. God bless you guys, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye!